Hey guys, ComSciGirl523 here, and we're back, finally, with a new map. I'm sorry it took so long to create this map. The second half of my semester got really hectic, and I didn't really have time to play Minecraft. Now, for this map, this is not an SI file. I am now making an SI file. I already have the story written. I started building. I was streaming recently that I was building it. So that will be a while before that comes out, but I am working on a new SI file. As for this map, this is a sci-fi sort of map, as you can kind of tell by the data streams that are moving around this room. Before we get started, special thank you to my two playtesters, Jack Graff and SMP Mike 23. You guys are awesome. And yeah, so thank you guys for being so patient with me. Again, I had school, so it got really hectic at school. But thank you for being very patient. And I guess we'll get started. So make sure you read the important book. It explains a few things, explains the resource pack, and there is a special feature in this map where you can now recall the last thing that was said to you. So if for some reason you happen to have to stop in the middle of the map, you can come back, you can recall the last thing said to you so you know where you left off. Or for some reason you end up getting somehow out of Minecraft, like if it crashes for some reason, you can now recall the last thing said to you. So you just drop the note block, and for example, I have here, this is where you left off, as an example. So just keep that note block on you, and anytime you drop the note block, it will do that. Do give it a second to kind of reset, because there is a slight delay between you dropping the item and the text reappearing. But other than that, I guess we'll get started. Again, as usual, I am going to just basically summarize what's being said in chat. I'm not going to actually read the entire dialogue that's going on, and we're just focusing really on the puzzles. And yeah, so let's get started. So right now there's a mysterious voice explaining to you the origins of the VR system, and this is also set in the year 3000. It explains. They introduce themselves. The voice you're talking to is the tester, and you are going to be playing through the story of how they tested the original VR system. And of course, you need to start from the beginning. So apparently the tester was dreaming and then fell out of bed. So the tester's mom heard them and telling the tester they are running late for work, they need to hurry up and get dressed and get ready to go. So let's just grab that and that. And put the rest in here. If you want a different outfit, there's other outfits you can wear in there. Let's head downstairs to talk to the tester's mom. Apparently the tester's been hanging out in the woods, and the mom thinks that is why they keep having nightmares. She gives you some food and says that the tester needs to go to work. The tester, however, is not going to listen and decides that they want to go to the woods. To get to the woods, there is a hole in the wall that goes around the village. So if you walk this way, you see there's a hole in the fence, basically. And you just follow the path down to the tester's little hiding spot. So, tester wants to take a little break before they go to work, and they fall asleep and have a dream. So there's a Dr. Verto, and this Dr. Verto is talking to them, talking about how he's the head of research and development at Mine City Tech. And he's working on his latest invention. That was the tester's alarm. Apparently, he is now running even more late than he was before. Well, he or she. We don't exactly know who the tester is at this point. So we'll head back to the village. head over to the farmer's place. And there's the farmer, who doesn't look too happy. Apparently the machines have broken down, and since you weren't there to fix them, he is very mad. So you need to harvest all the fields and then try to fix the machines before the farmer gets back. So you can just throw the seeds in here if you want. You don't have to. That's just there. And potatoes, carrots, wheat, and beetroots. Now to fix the machines. So basically this is the inner circuits of the machines. So you have both machines hooked up to the same circuit. So basically you have to press these. These will toggle these different switches on and off to try to turn those lights on. But they're dependent on each other. So this blue does turn the blue off there and the blue off there. Yes, I know this kind of looks purple, but that's considered blue stained clay. So I called it blue. And then I have the solution right here. This is just one solution. There are many others, I am sure. This is just the solution I use that I know solves the puzzle. And if you need a reset, there's a reset button on the wall. Ta-da! And now you need 2 fuses. There are 2 fuses hidden in the farm. If you go over here, there's a fuse. And if you go over here, past all the animals, there is a fuse. And now you're having another, well, the tester is having another dream. So you're talking to Dr. Verto. Apparently your application was accepted. So start working at his lab. So Farmer Anders has just fired you. And you're basically just going to head home because there's nothing else to do. Everybody else is off at work doing their thing. So you're just going to head home. And you don't feel so great after doing all that work. So you decide that you're going to leave home since most people your age have already left home. And, well, the tester is... I'm going to keep saying you because I'm so used to everything being in first person with SI files. I'm very sorry. So it says a list of things you need to find. You need sword, clothes, foods, fire starter, and money. You have money. Sword in here. If you want a different outfit, you can grab one. Then there's more food down here. Wrong chest. And fire starter kit. So now you're going to head to the woods. So there's a torch at the top of the hill. And a path. Unfortunately, the tester has made a poor decision and tried to leave at night. And so they need to stop here for the night and start a fire. Oops. Has to fall on something flammable. And then they fall asleep. not the safest thing in the world to do. So now you're meeting someone named Riley and Neil, who are apparently working on something. Uh-oh. There's someone here. It's a very familiar voice to the tester. Their name is Sam. They said they have a base nearby which will be safe, so we'll follow them. Sam says they'll be in the base. So you can stay in the spare room for the night. Another dream. Tester has such strange dreams. There's Riley and Neil again. So something about finding power crystals. And the tester fell out of bed again. Well, Sam wants to talk to you. Sam's asking about this dream. So it was in a lab with a Dr. Verdo. Now, how does Sam know this? They've had the same dreams. So now both of you realize something is up. Something's not right with what's going on. And Sam has something to show you. So there's a button on the wall over here. The pig's name's Filbert. There's a crystal in there. You've seen this crystal before. Don't lose yourself. Don't forget the plan. Good luck. Apparently Sam was there when you learned about these crystals. There were 5 crystals and you need them to leave. Leave what is the question? So there's a map around here somewhere with all the different landmarks. If you hit that. There's that. There we go. There's the map. So, to the east there is an old abandoned factory. To the south, a school building. To the west, a strange set of ruins. And to the north is an unidentifiable building. So, you're going to head east and work your way clockwise. So, before you leave, you can enchant some armor and also make yourself a diamond sword. So, I'm going to do that real quick. Wrong chest. And Filbert is standing on top of the crafting table. Don't need that, don't need that, or that. I need that. The sword first. I don't want fire aspect. If I was in survival, that'd be great. Let's see what else I get with it. Sharpness 3, that works. And let's head to the east. So you're just chatting, talking about how you've been thinking about Dr. Verto and everything. And now you're going to explore the factory. Don't need to use the door because there's holes in the wall. You're going to need that. But then you can explore the rest of this building. But what you're trying to find is over here. The wall collapses. And there's the goggles on the wall. So you see you can't walk this way, You can't walk this way. If I take the helmet off, a maze appears. And if you take the helmet off, well, take the glasses off, it disappears again. Put it back on, it reappears. I went the wrong way. There we go. Sam's already waiting for us. Another crystal. Now we'll head south to the school. So Sam said they'll look around the second floor. You can look around the first floor. It's very dark in here, so I'm going to turn the lights on. You don't have to turn the lights on, it just makes it easier to see what's going on. And what you're trying to find is this, Intro to Binary. Change that. So Sam is upstairs and they said they found something. Looks like a computer lab. So basically, above the door it says, easy to open as, this translates to 1, 2, 3 in binary. Now, if you look in this book, it has letters here and numbers. So on the screens are numbers, and above these numbers are letters. So you have to translate basically the number to 1, 2, 3, find 1, 2, 3, and then, let's see if I can find 1, 2, 3. That's 2. That's 1. And that is 3. And if you translate the letters above them, it spells key. It opens the door. You got another crystal. Now I'm going to move this stuff out of my... Keep that. And I keep that. It seems we have been invaded by zombies. So the tester is having another dream. This is where their journey begins. Their home, so if you look around back at the tester's house, the tester's family, so their mom and their dad. Don't forget yourself. Loading. So you're ready, you're going to head to the west, to the ruins. And now you're at the ruins. And I'm going to eat some food. So when you make your way towards the ruins, this is going to be a puzzle. There's a remote control. So how this puzzle works is, well, if you need to reset the puzzle at any point, full reset. If the remote, which is this, which is actually in the chat here, ever malfunctions, you'll just press that, it'll reset the remote for you. Basically, this is a kind of slider puzzle, I guess you can call it. So basically, you select the stone you want to move. So I have selected emerald, it will appear right here. And then you use the arrow keys to move it. So if I go like that, and right. it's in its spot now. Now let's say I have lapis. If I try to move it out of bounds, it won't let it move out of bounds. If I want to move it up, and let's say I try to move it onto where coal is, it's wrong, it knows it's wrong. It lets you know resetting lapis. If I try to go on a space that's already been colored, it won't allow it. It says invalid move. I'll show you the full reset real quick. Full reset. And then I'll show you again. Just hit emerald again, and it'll activate again. Okay. So here, I'll jump up here. If you fall in, you can jump out on the corners, but it's just easier to jump up here to see what's going on. And this is the solution. You also don't have to have the remote in your hand if it's easier to not have something in your hand to do this. Coal. And it should make that little pling sound if you got it right. Well, you got it to the spot it's supposed to be. Doesn't necessarily mean you have the right path. Just be careful not to spam the keys too much, otherwise that's why I have the remote reset. Sometimes it will glitch out. That's why I have the remote reset, just in case that happens. There we go. And once you have completed the entire floor, Sam will say that something has happened, and you unlock something over there. Now we go to the north. It may take a second. As you notice, it takes a little while to load in. That's because you are teleporting to different locations. So we're at a lab, which looks very familiar. So we'll head into the lab. State where you are. So this whole map was based off of virtual reality. At this point, you now should realize that you are in virtual reality, or VR for short, and it even says VR on the wall. So, you just have to type VR, you don't have to actually write out virtual reality. It's too much to write. So now we have the crystals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's just easier with the shorter words for coding purposes. That's why I just used VR. So you put all the power crystals in, but something's not working, so we have to check the power system. So if you go down here, power system documentation, whoops. So as you can see, each of these dispensers is named something, and the reason they're named something is based on this. So for example, if something is named ice cream, you would fill it with 57 crystals. How it does this is basically you take each letter in the word, associate that with a number. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, etc., etc. And you write down all those numbers and then add them together. So let me just get some power crystals. 4 stacks, 5 stacks. Alright, so the first one is VR. VR, if you add up the numbers, it translates to 40. So 32, 30, 40. It will light up, letting you know you got it right. Search translates to 54. Test is a full stack. And the last two actually are the same amount. They are 36. So real is 36 and tech is 36. Once everything has been activated, you have escaped VR. So Riley's here. She says that Dr. Brittle wants to talk to the tester. So you're going to talk about the tester's going to talk about their experience. So is Sam. Basically, they're going to say there should be a failsafe to warn somebody that they are still in VR and have been for an extensive amount of time. They think that's a good idea. And then Dr. Brittle offers the tester and Sam a chance to work on the team. They both accept. So there you have it. The tester's now going to wrap everything up. That's the story as a tester. But we still don't know who the tester actually is. They are you, and if your calculations are correct, you'll find out in 3, 2, 1. Take off the goggles. And now you're home. Someone's at the door. It's Sam. So apparently there's a new update for the VR system. And of course, you're ready to go and test it. The tester. So that's the tester. So I hope you guys enjoyed this map. Again, thank you to my playtesters, Jackcraft and SMP Mike 23. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all of you for watching my videos on my maps and playing my maps. I really do appreciate it. For this map, if you want to explore the map afterwards, like I said, there's a lot of teleporting around. This is a teleportation book I give you. You can go look at the code, the village, Sam's base, the factories and the dreams, the school, the ruins, and the final lab. So I'll just go to the code real quick so you can see everything that was running behind all of this. Like this whole thing is the ruins puzzle. And yeah, you can see this is where if something went wrong, I allowed you to reset. So yeah, that is the tester. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to keep an eye out for the next SF file that's going to be that is in progress. It's going to be released, I don't know when, but it is in progress. I probably will stream a couple more times. Hopefully I have time of me working on it so you guys can kind of see behind the scenes what's going on. And yeah, so I guess I will see you guys later. Bye.